The hollers and hills of West Virginia. It's Heavenly Hills Homestead with another episode. Stay tuned. Boom. Absolutely gorgeous day here in West Virginia. It's Sunday, the 15th, and we have a drawing to do this evening to see who gets to win free seeds and free fertilizer. But we got a lot of work to do today, guys, so we're going to be spraying weed killer around where it needs to be sprayed at. We got to finish tilling. We got to plant some more stuff. We got lots to do, so let's get right into it. First thing, you got to look in here and make sure that the tomato plants I brought in yesterday are doing okay. And they are. They all look marvelous. Look at all these tomato plants that I brought in. They're doing wonderful out here. So that's a good thing. It's a good sign. I'm glad to see that they're all doing okay. And it's sitting at about 102 on that. So I know they're probably enjoying the hot weather because it's not so hot inside. It's around 69 degrees. So I think that was one reason why we were having some issues with them. They were just staying too cold maybe, and they had issues. Let's just put it that way. I may end up bringing those other okras out here that won't germinate, the Alabama Reds. I might bring them out here and set them like over there in that little area right there, just to see if they will germinate better. So maybe if I can remember to do that here in a minute, I will. But yeah, greenhouse is looking good. There's some giant tomatoes there and there that we had growing in here. I need to get some stakes put up for those and those. You can see there's one of our pepper plants that we overwintered in here. It looks good. It's doing well. Here's another one right here, looking good and doing well. I just need to pull that lettuce out of there, but I'm not going to touch it yet because hopefully we can eat it for dinner one day. But you can see it's got several different places here where it's growing out, so really just need to pull some of this weed pressure out of here and let it do its thing. I think it'll be all right. I think it might have. Actually, no, it should be all right. All right. So, yeah, it's hot in here, ain't it? Very hot. You need to get out of here though. So, all right. Well, that's that. Now we'll go and check everywhere else. Hopefully that turnip there will live. I'm hoping. It was looking pretty bad yesterday, but today it looks pretty good. So we'll see. We shall see. So let's get to what we got to do, which is spraying weed killer around stuff. We've almost got it all sprayed. Been out here for about an hour and a half and almost got all the weeds sprayed. And wouldn't you look and see, goes literally 10 minutes ago, bright, sunshiny, 80 degrees. Now, overcast, 75, looks like it's gonna thunder, but oh well. Let's get out here and get this with one hand so y'all guys can see the importance of those boards. You see that? I can get full weed spray back here, all right? And the boards are catching every bit of the overspray. so it don't get into the dirt. Now, some of you will say, well, when it rains, it leaches and this, that, and the other. Well, here's the deal. This stuff is supposed to dry on the leaf and then go directly into the root and kill it there. It's supposed to stay right there within the root zone. It's not supposed to move out. Wait, baby. There are some skeptics, and rightfully so, that think that it will move outside the root zone, gets into the soil, and then, well, there you have it. You're in the soil and you're poisoning your stuff. I've never had that happen. Never. Ever had that happen with the stuff that I use. And so, with that being said, I can't speak on every. Wait, baby. Get out of there. I can't speak to that on every. Get out of there now. Right now. Sorry about that. Can't speak to it on every category of weed killer, right? But I can say that with the stuff that I use, I have never had it go anywhere but where I've sprayed it. It stays right there. I can spray this stuff in a fine line, right? And it will stay right there at that root zone. I mean, just right along. I mean, within, literally, I can write my name in a pen spray, right? And it will only go right there. So be so thin you can't really see it. So, like, literally, you have to go out. It would have to be bright green grass, dark green grass for you to see it. You know, because it's that fine, right? It does take a little longer to kill, but it does stay killed out longer, and I will show you some examples of that. Right here are some examples of that. If you can see here, I don't have that much problem down here on this end, and some of that's due to the area, the location, right? Some of that's due to the fact that the stuff works, and it works very well for a very long time, even though it takes a little bit longer to get into effect and have any effect on stuff, right? It does work. So it's kills is what it's called. High yield. All right, kills high yield is what we use, and I try to be very sparingly on it. I don't like the grass to look so junky on the fence line. You can't really use a weed eater on this fence line because, well, you know what would happen. It would more than likely. I can't put it over here where they'll get it either. Y'all just dying to eat something you shouldn't, ain't you? I swear, you two. Oh, what we got going on there? Wait, don't Pedro. I'll let y'all out and let y'all eat some of that grass there. I was trying to let it grow up a little bit more. I was wanting it to get about, you know, all together about 14, 15 inches high. Anyhow. Shoo, what are you gonna do now? Can you get out of there for Daddy, please? Yeah, you're stuck. You need to get out. Good night living. You're stuck. Get out. Get out. Pick it up and go. Don't keep walking in there. I'm gonna have to end up putting a fence up because he ain't gonna stop. Like over here on this side, you can see it's not nearly as high as it was down there. And up a little bit further up here, it's even less grass, you can see. Right through here, yeah, see there's not much grass at all up through here. And I do believe that's because of the stuff we use. You can see all the way up through there. It's pretty barren, so I believe it's because of what we use and how good it works. All right, on to the next. So, didn't rain so bad after all. So here we go. Let's get the plowing and all that good stuff and try to finish up for the day out here. Yeah. Good night of living. Y'all have no idea the things a YouTuber goes through. You really don't. I ought to do. Hey, if you guys want to see a day in the life of a YouTuber kind of video of me videoing everything I do. Uncut, unedited, raw footage for the whole day. Comment down below if you'd like to see that, so you can see exactly what a YouTuber has to do all day. Here we go. All right, guys, so I've marked everything out. I have my marks. The biggest one down there at the end, let's just go for a walk real quick. I'll show you. So down here at the very end, we have the 2195 Theil. This spot right here, it'll go from that corner to right there where this mark is right here in the dirt, to that mark there in the dirt, and over into that corner. The pumpkin should be here or there on one of the sides. It'll be run straight into there. I'll center this up a little bit better and we'll run it down that way. Anyhow, 868 square foot is what that plant will have. And then we have, between that plant and these down here, there's 40 foot in between them two. And again, I can come out here to be roughly 30 foot wide. All right, and if I do like I did last year, I can't till this up, but I can let it grow, and it grows pretty good, even growing out here in this stuff. And it's just growing in grass. The roots go straight down. Turn that key off. You know, no. Anyways, I'll split the difference. I'll make them 20 foot and 20 foot. It'll be 20 foot wide by 20 foot wide, have 30, up to 30 foot this way. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grow them. This one, grow diagonal that way, and this one over here, grow diagonal that way. So you'll have that plant growing diagonal this way, then one going towards it, then another one going this way. All right, and so that'll be 4 plants in here. Now, I have the 2195 Theil, 1883 Bayuk, 1477 Caspers. What is this one? What is this one? What is this one? No, that's the 1883 Bayuk. What's this one down here? The 2350 Ginger. That's the 2350 Ginger, the 1883 Bayuk, the 1461, can't think of the name of it, Gross. Okay, so down there. So I gotta have a rotoball planted in here. I got the 1347.5 rotoball, I think is what it was, 1347, and the 1965.5 rotoball. So I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm looking where to put those plants. And I'll be honest with you, if this one was really good looking until I stuck him out. And now he's just, they both stayed on the porch forever. They were both on the porch. They stayed up there forever, just as long as these plants have been out. And they just aren't doing good at all. So if this 1466, look, see, already getting vine twisting and everything. I mean, it's just not looking so hot. I don't like the heat, for sure. And I'm trying to keep the tips shaded as best you can, but I mean, good grief. So, I don't know. Need to put my shade cloths up and stuff, but anyhow, it's becoming a nuisance plant. So because it was the best looking, but if it don't do what it should, the 1965 or the 1347 will go here. One of the two. If not, what I'll do is I will cut out a spot here in this to grow one right here. Don't ask me where I'm gonna put it, but it'll go here somewhere. So the 1965 or the 1347, one of the two. Because I did get one 1347 to sprout. 1347, 250 square foot, that joker's a beast. I mean, 1,200 pounds easy with that 1347. I mean, it's just right there, right? So, I don't know, we'll see. Still trying to play around with what's what. That one there is just not looking good. Just not looking good at all. Neither, I mean, and that's not knocking that one. I mean, look at this. Look at this 950 cup. Heck, it looks like it's got some kind of doggone, oh, what do you call it? Where when the leaves are like this, variegated or whatever. I mean, it just don't want to do nothing. So, oh man, see, look here, look. See, it's already toast. Look at that thing, dead already. So, see, I don't know. I don't know. But anyhow, I have to put something else here in this place just to make sure it's going to be all right. So we'll keep tabs on them all, see what we got going on. Yeah, look at that. Look at all that garbage that come up with it. Mush. What do we got in here? Let's see. See if we got any kind of nasty worms or anything going on in here. We shouldn't have, because I sprayed it. I sprayed it. I doused it. I don't see nothing going on in there. Them plants definitely are not liking the heat. I do know that much. This one's fine. It's looking all right. Leaves aren't looking good, but I'll take care of them after a while. I don't know, I hope it comes out of whatever mess it is, but it's already trying to twist and everything else. It's not, generally not a good sign. You know what, I changed my mind. I'm not gonna plant today. I'm not gonna plant them today. I'm gonna wait till tomorrow. I'm gonna put my shade cloth up tomorrow and stuff. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go up here to that patch up there, and I'm gonna get it ready for my giant squash, and then we'll plant the two giant squash up there today. Not gonna sacrifice these plants right now. I'm just gonna go up there and take care of a few things up there, and then we'll plant tomorrow. I'll get the shade cloth set up and everything, and we'll plant tomorrow. So that's what we'll do. Guys, so big mound, 2 holes. We'll have 2 plants. These are my giant green squash. There's the Theil. There's the brown. So the Theil plant right here is going to have 19 foot long, 17 foot wide. The brown plant is going to have 10 foot and 17 foot wide. 10 foot long, 17 foot wide. And so some of the reasonings why I'm doing that is, one, you know, I could grow them both and then cull whichever one doesn't do as is expected. But I think, you know, I'm all about genes and combining genes and stuff, and I really think that combining the brown, which is a 1844 Holub, or Hulub, however you pronounce that guy's last name, sorry for butchering it, but I believe that the brown is a 1844 to self, pure genetics of an 1844 Holub or Holub or whatever. The Theil plant is a little different. Still got good genetics in it though, very good. And I believe that crossing these two are going to be awesome, right? And so with that kind of thought process in mind, that's why I'm wanting to grow the both of them. I mean, I'm going to have more focus on this one here, of course, which is the Theil one. But there's still going to be a lot of, there's going to be enough focus on the brown as well. So, we'll focus on them. But the more focus we can put on the Theil plant. So, anyhow, what we're going to do is start doing our little trying to find my stuff here, our little sprinkling of the mycorrhizas in the holes there, and the azos. Okay, get a little bit of microgenics in this hole here now. Okay, and I have that lactobacillus, that liquid lactobacillus, so we're going to be trying that out as well probably next week. We'll try that. Okay, so there's that. Now I'm going to set the Theil plant in there, and I'm going to remove this leaf right here. No, I'm going to leave it on there for now. Yeah, I'm going to leave it on for right now. Oh, don't tell me that thing double vined me. I think it's only done that because, yeah, she's straightened back up. Okay, she's straightened back up. I think it was just the way that it grew because it had to grow like that. So I'll be taking this first two out. All right, so a little bit more mycorrhizing. A little more azos. A little bit more Prevogenics Mobile Micros Plus. There we go. Again, I'll kind of show you here what we're dealing with on this plant. You can see, hopefully, let me see through the camera. Yeah, right there. All right. So right here, this leaf is usually what people, I think call the kickstand leaf. That leaf needs removed. I'm not going to do it right now because it's going to be getting transplanted. It's going to be right in the dirt and all that stuff. I just want to leave it for now. It'll lay down by next week, guaranteed, and be running. This leaf right here will also have to be removed because the way it grew in the pot, you can see there that it did try to almost double vine right there, but it is back to single vine. So we're good to go on this plant right here. So we're going to fill it in and then get ready to do our thing with the other one real quick. Now that leaf might have to go anyhow. Just gonna, looks like it might just give me some issues, and I don't want issues. Yeah, we can cut that one off because it's not in the dirt now. All right, so that one's gone. It'll lay flat just like that. That's good. And then next week, I'll remove that one right there. You know what? Might just go ahead and remove it. No, I'm gonna wait till next week. I'll wait till next week and remove it. All right, now got that one in. All right, and she can start running, which is what we're wanting. We want it to start running. Give it a little ramp right there to take off on. All right, now I need to get my walking boards too, so don't pay no mind to none of this right now. I'll get them soon, as soon as I get caught up with every other thing. All right. Also, another thing I'm thinking about on this, some of y'all's probably gonna be like, well, if you got them stumps both in the same hill and and stuff, you know, you could be causing yourself some issues. I've thought about that. You know, if I was to see, you know, say the brown going down or something was, you know, wrong, instead of trying to fix it and wasting my already crossed, by that point they'll probably already be crossed, I would say, wasting my Theil plant that's been crossed with this brown. Instead of doing all that, probably what I would do is just going ahead and trying to get that out of there without messing it up. Sometimes that's a little easier said than done. Anyhow, if it was to come to that, I could just cut the brown off completely right here, you know, and just say, you know, heck with it. If I'm having stump issues, you know, like if I'm getting foamy stump or something like that, I just cut the stump off on the brown. Or, I mean, push comes to shove, if the Theil did that and the brown was doing really good and the Theil wasn't doing so hot, I could cut the stump off there. I mean, you can grow without a stump. You don't have to have a stump. So, I mean, if I thought one was going to affect the other because they're growing in the same hole, I would get rid of them. Now, could they take away from power from each other? They could at the stump. But by the time you get, you know, 3, 4, 5 foot out, you done made new stumps. You know what I mean? You literally have made new stumps. So while that stump might be good to have, certainly not hurting anything, I mean, it really doesn't, I don't believe, it's my personal opinion, I don't believe it contributes as much because you can cut the stump away. We seen last year, I grew that one pumpkin completely off of the main vine. I cut it completely off the main vine, and all it had was its secondary as its main, and then I let its tertiaries come out to be the secondaries for it, and it grew. Did it grow a lot? No, but did it grow? Yes. And I let it live until October when I took and sold it. So, I mean, it'll work. You know, I mean, it's, you just got to be aware of what you're doing and what you're thinking and all that. Now, what I do want to do, just to try, because these are just green squash, right? I mean, it's nice having a big green squash. You know, it's cool to grow them. They look beautiful and all that good stuff, right? But at the same time, it's green squash. Nobody gets too awful excited about them, right? So, here's the deal. I wanted to try something this year, but I didn't. After I got to thinking about it and all the stuff that I've planted, as far as pumpkins go, I really didn't want to try it on one of my pumpkins. But last year, I had kicked around the idea of possibly taking pumpkins and growing them kind of like into each other, right? Like grafting them two plants together to see if by chance any of that contributed to more growth, right? And so I'm thinking about this plant right here, and I don't know yet, but I'm thinking about taking these two plants and spidering back their first 2-3 secondaries, right? So if I can get their first 2 or 3 secondaries on each plant, spidering them back to one another, all right, and grafting those 2 or 3 secondaries, sets of secondaries. Okay, I want you know, it would end up being, it would be 2 to 6 per plant, and grafting 4 to 12 together. Okay, so it'd be 2 off this plant, the first 2 off this plant, grafted to the first 2 off of this plant right here. The tile, can't get the finger on there, right there. All right, or 4 off of this plant and 4 off of that plant, or 3 off of that plant and 3 off of that plant. Okay, and grafting them together. So sets, that's sets when I say that. All right, so anyhow, I've thought about doing that and seeing if they have any reaction to that is positive, like, you know, will it help one or the other. So I would rather, instead of trying it on pumpkins, I think I'd rather try it on something that's very similar to the pumpkins and is a giant as well, which is a green squash, and see if you can do that and what the benefits could be or maybe not. Here's the other part. Because it's such a small patch, you'll see the differences, I believe. Okay, I don't believe that, you know, having a large patch and trying to do it, say in, you know, 1,000 square foot, I don't believe you're going to see that. But this overall patch is 17 foot wide, 29 foot long. Okay, so you should be able to see some sort of amplification in either plant, especially if this one right here starts to do, because that's only 10 foot by 17 foot. So he's got the least. So if he starts doing really good, well then he's, you know, we're on to something. All right, so anyhow, that's kind of the thought process of why I'm planting them this way. I know you probably shouldn't, probably tons of reasons why you shouldn't, but it's okay. It's green squash. I'm gonna do it this way. It should turn out. Again, this is the 1000.5 brown, which is the 1844 halub or halolobe or whatever. This is the 21, or excuse me, not 21, the 1620 Theil, okay, right here on the bottom side. So anyhow, we're gonna pack all this up and get out of here. Guys, the blood moon. Oh man, I turned my flash off. Hang on. There we go. Check that thing out. Is that not cool or what? All focus. Good grief. Focus, focus, focus. Oh my goodness, that is so aggravating. There we go. That is the blood moon eclipse. If it will focus again, there we go. Crazy. It looks a whole lot better in person than it does right now, but that is wild. Blood moon eclipse. You can see a bunch of stars maybe. I don't know if you can or not. See if I brighten everything up, if you can see the stars. Oh, can you see the stars? Oh yeah, you can. You can see a couple of stars there. You can see a couple little twinkles. See the moon a little bit better now that I've lightened it up some. The red tint is not as bright when I lighten that up. Tons of stars up there though. Wish it. I can see like every star there is out here. It's pretty cool. If a couple of street lights would go by, like that one and the one in the back, we would be set.
Looks beautiful out here.
I'll show you what it looks like when we zoom out. Zoom back in. On the blood moon, that's pretty neat. All right, guys, so tomorrow we're going to put up our shade cloth and plant the rest of those pumpkins down there in the actual pumpkin patch. We'll be shading these up here and watering these right here. Again, we have the 1844, the 1000.5 brown, which is the 1844 halub, 1620 Theil. All right. So anyhow, both are going to be good plants. I do believe we're going to get good success out of growing our first green squash. First true green giant squash we're going to be growing this year right there. We're going to water those in and do all the rest of that stuff later. So, you know, putting up the shade cloths and everything. So anyways, guys, we appreciate you watching. We'll see you tomorrow right here in the hollers and hills of West Virginia.
Don't forget to smash that like button. Hit that notification bell. Don't forget to share.
Thank you, good sir.
You're welcome. And subscribe.